Welcome to what is the most mediocre show on right now on your listening device.
Well, probably the only show on at this very moment on their listening device. So maybe
Unless
we're
you
the
call
best.
Our
multitasking.
audience are multitasking geniuses. I need you
Yeah.
to step your game
Oh,
up.
well, if they're multitasking geniuses, then we're probably still the best fucking thing. Come on, let's be honest. What else are they watching? Some porn.
Duh.
They'll be done with that soon, right?
Yeah, 30 seconds tops.
Tops.
Give 'em a minute.
Maybe
I-
like a YouTube video about their favorite video game, right? I do that, right? To like check
You
stuff
do
out in
that.
video
Yeah,
games,
We do that a
do.
lot, actually. It gets pretty funny because you'll just
right?
randomly send us a video, and we know exactly what you were playing that day because that video will be related.
Yeah, exactly. But that's how I know things about video games, and that's how you stay on top of it. Um, or what else could they even be doing on their listening device? Listening to another podcast makes no sense.
No, I think it's a genius idea. It's
not
like when you're in a
bad,
lunchroom and you have two different groups of friends that you sit with and they have their little splintered off conversations, but you're part of both groups, so you're listening to both. This is just life skills they're building if they're doing that. You know what?
It's true.
Our beautiful sandwich makers, we love you and we're proud of you. All right.
Sure.
We are.
Hey, so technically, we're moving into year 2 of
This is episode 1 of this season 2 of
Season
the
2,
PBnJ
episode 1.
podcast.
yeah. You know what? I think from this point forward, we should have a new naming convention for the show.
Oh,
I think that we
Okay.
should do this is real, guys. This is real live shit. We don't plan anything. You know better.
yeah, this is legit. The
yeah.
first time hearing this, and I'm just like, why are we talking about it now?
Yeah, Bryce is generally because we even did do a little planning, so now nobody knows what's going on, not even me.
No.
But we should have a completely new naming convention. Every year is a season for us.
Okay.
Okay. And we'll have 52 episodes a season.
Right.
Okay.
Right? And so welcome to season 2, episode 1.
All right.
Yeah. You know,
I don't think the robot said that, but I guess we'll roll with it. We'll figure that out.
Well, yeah. I mean, honestly, when I say naming
Just
convention,
complicating
that's a lot of
things.
work. We're not going to change
then
it.
you know that this is a shit show, shower of all shits.
Shower of all shit, shower of all shits.
I
Okay.
am the Titan Slayer, Slayer of all Titans. So I don't know, man. Like, I guess we laid some rails before the show so we could immediately flip the bus off of them.
Boom.
Because we tried to do a bus on rails, which is already a bad idea. Just
Yeah.
letting you guys know that.
First, it's really top heavy.
Mhm.
You die as soon as you make a left. It's really
I'm
bad.
just saying. It's pretty bad.
Just falls.
Don't make a
Um,
left then.
but anyways, so I wanted to talk to you because you mentioned games earlier with the your gaming videos and stuff, and I actually just started getting back into something I was really like going when I was like a wee lad.
Wee little lad.
A wee little lad. I
Fancy.
used to play Warhammer Fantasy. Warhammer, and then there's the Fantasy Edition because they also have 40K, which is Space Marines screaming blood for the blood god as they shoot each other, which is
Blood for the blood god.
yeah, blood for the blood god. Corn, hello. Get with it.
Sorry.
Was
but
that a little what was his name? Hank from King of the Hill?
I could see that. I was just doing kind of a general sassy, but it kind of did sound like a get with it from Hank Hill too.
General
Get with it.
sassy.
Yeah, thank you for saluting. So there's a new board game version of it. It's Warhammer Shadespire, where it's much smaller.
You're a board game man?
I really love board games. I
I
just
didn't
never
know that.
Oh yeah, I love board games, and it's one of those things where
Knew you were a
I just never had the funds because
Just
board
kidding.
games are fucking expensive,
They are
Yes,
expensive.
they are.
but they're a lot of fun. And I haven't had like a good group to do like a game night.
Mhm.
So it's like, why buy all those board games so I can look at them? All the people I know who do board games, they have their own game nights already. So I'll just show up, not have to pay for the board game. I just drink beer and have fun. Win, 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 win.
Great plan.
Yeah.
like
But I started playing this board game. It's Warhammer Shadespire, and it's basically you're trapped in the underworld, and you choose a war band, which is like your little units, and they're different races. And then it's also a card game. at the same time, where there's
so this sounds it's like very role playery then.
well, not necessarily. Like, well, I mean, the
Okay, so it doesn't
choosing your
have to
army,
be
it doesn't
then.
have to be anything like that. Like, you're not doing voices or anything weird like that. It's just you're choosing based on either you like the ideology of that warband, if you want to be more role play, that's why you chose them, or you just like how they play, like the play style. Like there's there's Ratmen called the Skaven, and one of the big strategies with them is there's 3 absolutely terrible units, and then they have 2 mediocre units, but one of them has a powerful ability where it can res any of the little units. And I think it's the only unit in the game that can do that. So you just send those 3 units in, they'll do like a damage or whatever to whatever you're trying to kill. They die, but you just res them again, and it's just infinite, like whatever. So if you like that, you would choose them. So it's a lot of fun, and I'm learning with my best friend.
Nice.
She was playing with some coworkers, and she's not the type to usually get into that stuff. So that's what caught my interest about it. She was just like, I kind of want to play this with you. I'm like, holy shit, really?
You're like,
it must be really good.
Game? This must be amazing.
Yeah, this must be a really good fucking game. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of there's like growing pains in the beginning. There's a little bit of a curve, but it's not too bad. It's not elite dangerous levels of learning curve. But
fuck that landing.
but yeah, so I've been having fun with that, and I'm really excited about it. And what I'm really excited about is I get to paint the models, because when you get your warband, you get to paint them and everything. And I have this obsessive idea about just being the biggest troll in this game, because everyone paints their models, they want them to look cool or epic, or like they've got like bloody armor or all this stuff, and they go into really fine detail. I legit want to have an orc army where all of them are in drag.
That would be hilarious.
Where because there's this one specific group of orcs called the Lockjaws, and they have like metal bands around their lower jaw. So I just when I saw that face, the first thing I imagined was like in Gremlins, the one gremlin that put lipstick on it was all fucked up.
Yeah,
that.
Oh,
like, I want that
would be
all
funny.
Of them. You know what I mean? And I just want to fuck with people. So when I show up to play, I'm like, guys, I'm ready to play. This is serious business time. And then I pull those out. They're just gonna not take me seriously, and that's gonna give me
that will give you a massive advantage, probably.
Advantage.
Yeah,
number one advantage. Number one advantage in combat is surprise. And what's more surprising than the first drag Goblin Brigade?
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
Yeah, okay. So board games in general, to me, are actually something new that I've been hearing a lot more of. Right.
So that makes sense.
When I used to think well, with somebody new specifically that I'm exposed to.
Yeah. Yeah, he's big on board games.
Yeah, he's huge on board games, and he's actually talked to me a lot about it and different games and the game he plays and yada yada yada. And I'm like, man, that's freaking awesome. When I think board games, I'm like Monopoly. Right,
Monopoly,
cheesy, Trivial Pursuit,
like yeah, and even then, we don't really get down on board games too much.
See, those are the starting board games that are like the 50s classics.
Yeah,
games that come out are so cool in comparison. Like I can get down with Monopoly, but there's something about just the stylization of new board games. Like they get super stylized to where every part of the board will have like really cool art, and like if there's cards, they're interesting modern to look at, and it's very modernized. There's something about that that's just so much cleaner and sleeker.
Now, so I mean, I'll probably try out some games, and in fact, I'll probably talk to him about maybe like what would be some good starter games or whatever, because I like that guy. He's like a board game.
He has a not a chest, what is it? Fuck, what are they called? It's like a cabinet. It's a cabinet, but it's like the style, like a tool cabinet, I guess would be the closest thing. He has like a tool cabinet full of them, of just board games. That's it. That's all that's in the cabinet.
That's awesome.
That's crazy.
It's really cool.
So this game that you played, I mean, what is it about? Like, what are you supposed to do?
So essentially how it goes is you're just trying to earn glory points, where if you kill an enemy, that's a glory point, but there's also cards called objective cards, and those give you what you want to try and do that game. So you draw 3 objective cards, and let's say one of them is hold these 3 points on the map. One of them is if at the end of this little segment of the game none of the enemies in your territory, you get glory points, like that kind of shit. So your play style changes based on your objectives. And
now, do other people know your objectives?
No, they don't. They have no idea. So, but you can kind of, when you start noticing that certain people who would normally play a specific way, like super defensively, are going on the aggressive, then you know they probably have an objective that requires them to kill someone or do something.
Is it kind of similar to Risk in a way?
Like in the vaguest of ways, yes. It would be similar to Risk in that you have an army and you attack the enemy army. But other than that, like, and it's like you control territories, but you don't get bonuses unless there's an objective card that says you control the territory.
Okay.
But it's really cool. It's a lot of fun. And you can get real creative with the art on the models. And but yeah, you're all trapped in this other realm, the Shadespire. It's like the underworld of sorts. And y'all are just trying to escape. And it's just these roaming bands that are trapped under there, and they just run into each other. And each game is like a battle of them running into each other. And then the objectives are why they're doing whatever they're doing or why they're attacking each other. Because
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and it's a lot of fun. It's really interesting. It's pretty quick to pick up. Like you can pick it up really quick. But
and then is there a time limit, or is it until somebody escapes?
There's like, you have 4 tokens on each side, and they're literally just there so you can flip them when you end your turn. So that way you can both keep track of what it is. And there's 3 action phases. So if I want to move a unit, that's 1 phase, that's 1 token flip. My turn's done. Then there's like an in-between phase where we can both play cards to buff our units or whatever. Then it goes to them. They can move or attack or do whatever they're doing. And it just flips back and forward. And then after 4 of those happen, that ends the first phase. And that's when, if there's an objective that says hold it till the end of 1 phase, that's when that'll kick into play. And then you have your glory points. Because you can actually spend glory points to where you still have them for the purposes of counting up the total number to see who won, but you can spend them because there's certain cards that have a glory point cost, and those are usually like upgrades where you can give your unit like +1 damage or +1 movement or whatever. And it's a lot of fun. It's really cool.
That's really cool. That is really cool. Yeah, so
it's some next level nerd shit, and I love it.
It is some next level nerd shit, honestly, and it is really cool. And board games are pretty dope, and they're becoming something. I guess I know that people are like,
they're definitely making a comeback.
They've been a thing, but not really, right? Especially for the last several years, video games in general,
20,
have decimated board games. Now, I'm sure lots of cool stuff has come out in the last 20 years or whatever, right? Obviously, but even that is based on an old concept, right?
I mean, some of them aren't, but I can see what you're saying. Like Settlers of Catan, I don't think you could ever claim any board game was anything similar to that.
Yeah. Okay. So now video games,
right,
dude? Actually, we said earlier I watched stuff about things,
stuff and
things. Like I I just like to watch YouTube. Honestly, it's just something that I do. So the freaking video game podcast, I think it's like Pretty Good Gaming podcast. They're pretty good. No, they're all right. Not as good as us. Definitely not as good as us. They were talking about GTA 5. And what's funny, and the only reason I went to watch this video is because Jordan recently was like, Patrick, you would like to play GTA 5. And it's been out for several years, right? And I've played Grand Theft Auto before, but I've just never played this one. Not seriously anyway. Like I've been at someone's house and they had it. But I guess it now holds a new record. That it is the highest grossing game of all time, of like or like 6 billion or entertainment product of all time.
Okay, so when you say entertainment product, like give me some examples. What is in the scope of an entertainment product? Like, is a book count? Movies?
Specific, like for example, right? What's one of the so there's a joke, right? It's the Gone with the Wind thing. That Gone with the Wind technically is the highest grossing movie ever made when accounted for inflation or whatever. right? So that's like $3 billion or something like that, or 3 point some odd $billion, not being specific.
Yeah.
This game is well over 6 billion.
Yeah. That
That's
makes sense to me.
insane, right?
It's released on so many different consoles, PC. They have continuous content that comes out.
Microtransactions.
There's
They made
microtransactions.
$400 million in microtransactions. Now, I thought this was interesting. I was like, man, that's pretty fucking crazy. GTA 5 to make $6 billion. So then I'm like, but entertainment product?
Mhm.
I disagree with that, though. It's because it's not because when you think of because there's different genres of entertainment product. Okay.
Right.
So a video game is not what you put on to sit and relax.
I disagree.
Right.
Depends on the game you play.
Okay.
Yeah,
Give
I
me an
relax
example.
Playing games all the time, like Burnout
Bro,
Paradise, as an example.
Hold on. If you're telling me that Animal Crossing isn't the most relaxing fucking thing in this entire planet, you don't know shit about anything.
Yeah.
I'll fight you.
What is Animal Crossing?
Oh my god, really? Okay, Animal Crossing is an adorable little game. It came out for the GameCube first, but it's been on every Nintendo system since, except the Switch. Soon, hopefully. But
Hold on.
Mhm.
Is it like Frogger with
No.
different animals?
No, you fucking
No, not at all.
No.
Do you guys even know what Frogger is?
Yeah, I know what Frogger is.
Everybody knows what
I was
Frogger is,
born
right?
in the '90s, not in fucking.
I forget.
I think he
Jesus.
just called you old.
Yeah, you guys.
Then I would know what Frogger is because I'm old enough to know. Because that's an
Bitch.
old ass game, yeah, bish. Anyways, so fucking, what was I talking about? Damn it, you derailed me so hard.
How'd it feel?
Animal Crossing.
How'd it feel, motherfucker? Animal Crossing.
Thank you, God. So Animal Crossing is an adorable little game where you move to a new town. You're the only human in the town. Everyone else is like animal people. And you get conned into indentured servitude by a crazy raccoon
What?
out of his shell.
Okay. Okay.
He's just like, oh, you want a house? You don't have any money? Don't worry. I got you. Here's your house. You can just work for me part-time. Everything's fine. And then you work for him for like a day. And then he's like, all right, that's all I needed you for. Good luck making money. Just remember you owe me money. And then you just go around doing things, making money so you can pay off your house, so you can expand, collecting furniture, talking to the different animals, doing favors for them. It's absolutely adorable. And something about the music and the gameplay just makes it so relaxing where you can just sit there. 4 hours could pass by and you're just so chill and you had no idea what happened. You're like, what did I even do?
But you misunderstand what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm not saying playing a video game is not entertaining.
No, you said it wasn't what you would use to relax. I use Animal Crossing to relax.
Yeah, which is weird. But I see why now that you've explained it to me. I think honestly, it would give me anxiety.
Really? Oh my God.
Yeah, because I'm like, I'm not your slave, you animals. You are the animals. You fucking work for me. And then I'd be like, how do I kill you?
You know what
try to
anxiety
kill
is.
them.
That's not anxiety. That's anger.
It might be anger, but we just call it anxiety around here. Okay. So,
Okay. All right. That's fair.
Yeah.
Whatever.
But seriously, so I just don't see it as the same type of entertainment as what I mean as a movie, for example, or a book or something designed to.
Well, I mean, to put it in perspective for me, Twitch.tv is a thing because people want to watch other people play video games and be entertained by it.
Okay, so Twitch, I would consider to be in the same entertainment realm as a movie.
But it's a game.
It's not a game.
You're watching a game. So you're saying the person playing a game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But if I'm playing a game,
It's
I'm
over.
watching
It's
myself play the game on TV.
No, because it's too interactive. Like, I would say you're not going to fall asleep playing a video game, but Jordan's done it to me more than one time.
Several times.
Right?
Several times.
While we're online, mid-sentence, Jordan's sleeping. So it happens.
The only reason why I will disagree with lumping video games in the same category as like movies and things like that is video games have a different style of business model now that they have access to.
That's true.
It's not purely just unit sales like we were talking about. 400 million of that was in microtransactions. And that's something that keeps going well past the initial.
Well, and then GTA 5 is an online portal, right? I mean, it's an online all the time
It has
game.
an online function, yeah.
Right. So people
You
are
can
going to
play it offline, but you can't play with other people when you're offline. But it is something to where if you have an internet connection, it automatically puts you in online mode and you choose between them.
So
whether you're playing single or multi. But
then I was like, that's weird, and I kind of disagree. But then I understand when they start talking about the extreme amount of money, right?
Oh yeah, it's insane.
I mean, we're talking billions of dollars.
Yeah, this is more than some corporations have made. Like,
ever.
Just from one product sold by one company.
Mm-hmm. Now, you're like, I personally was like, I need to look up a different list. I need to look this up. I don't believe that GTA 5 could be. So then I look up a different game or a different list. I just kind of want to real quick skim through it. And this kind of brings to a different kind of part of this topic a little, I guess. But most preface, okay? Technically, GTA 5 does hold this record now, right?
Right.
But not really. Because, for example, World of Warcraft, $8.5 billion, right? Yeah. Street Fighter 2, $10.6 billion. Pac-Man.
So why did they say that this, were they saying like the most modern entertainment product?
I don't, there's no, like, they don't preface it in the story.
Yeah.
Space Invaders, $13.9 billion.
Because you have to think about, it's more than just like
only console. So what I think it is,
I think it's unit sales then that they're counting about primarily, and like the microtransactions within it, because the reason why Space Invaders and all those games made so much money is because in modern days you trademark that shit, right?
Yes.
So now anyone who wants your game, even as like an Easter egg in their game, or they want the new mobile app to be a Space Invaders knockoff or whatever, licensed from you. Like you can sue the shit out of them and you make money off all that. So there's a big pie that they've developed just from aging.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. At that point, it's just how long have you been around?
Yeah, so I don't know if they're going based on unit sales, kind of like ticket sales in comparison to
that must be what they're going on. So honestly, which kind of was, I was like, man, that's insane. Now, one thing they do bring up in the game or in the video is that, and now you're talking unit sales. Actually, this is specifically that it's not the highest grossing game or a highest selling game of all time by far, especially for consoles. Minecraft destroys it.
Oh yeah, because Minecraft not only has it been released on anything that has a screen, they now have Minecraft on it
essentially.
But the guy who made it, Knox, he made it from the ground up all by himself. It was a one-man development team, and it exploded from there from internet popularity. And like, it didn't cost anything to make, but he has fucking so much money now.
Yeah, he does.
Game.
Fucking
like every kid that's like from 5 years old to 13 is just like balls deep in Minecraft.
My 6 and 13-year-old, right? Either play it, not as much as they used to, but either play it or watch videos about it or watch other people playing it on YouTube.
There's a lot of people who use it to make content. Like they'll make their own little videos, but they use the props of the game and like their in-game characters as like their models for acting, and they'll just like
and they're cute though. Like a lot of them. Some of them are weird, and I'm like, don't ever watch that person again. Block. You look at my pony. I'm like, why is your pony looking like a dick? I'm confused. But whatever.
Seems legit.
It seems legit. I let her watch it anyway. I'm just kidding.
You're not kidding, and it's okay.
You're not kidding at all.
I caught it too late. So no, really, I'm just kidding. I've never seen that video.
It's on his watch later list.
It is. Hold on. Wait. You're not interested to see if you could make a dick out of the shape of the mine bricks? I've never tried, but now I might.
Sure you can. It's a boxy dick, but why not? I mean, you could make it.
There are people who literally treated each block as a pixel and then did like 1024 by 1680
pixel pictures of dick. That's funny. We'll get back to that in just a second. Tetris.
Not the first.
Tetris is the other game that has outsold GTA 5 by many copies because of everything it's ever been on.
Yeah, I mean, even just the iconic Tetris music,
Mario,
right? Even that's been sampled into like a billion songs.
So it has. That's funny. So I mean, GTA 5, I think, is in this weird place where it sold a lot, but it was expensive.
Yeah, but the other thing that I'm wondering for how they're like choosing that this is the highest grossing entertainment product is I'm wondering if they're counting it as an entertainment product and those other games they're not, because the story is such a big focus, because it's very cinematic game. Like you're playing a movie,
cutscenes and stuff like that. So
and even just the things you're doing in the game that aren't cutscenes, that are just like play. When you're in a mission, it's a very like there's specific scriptings and very like there's specific camera angles. It's very cinematographic. Like it's insane what they do to make it this really cool package experience. It's like a mini series, and each mission is like its own episode.
Okay, you're playing the game.
Yeah, but you're also like
you're also watching a movie, so you're like playing the movie.
Yeah.
So because you're playing a movie, which is how a lot of games are now, is they're considering it along that same vein as I mean, I get what you're saying. It just seems like so much of a fucking stretch to me that I just whatever, I guess, but I just thought it was super weird. I thought it was interesting. I which brought me down that rabbit hole, right?
I am still confused as to how it is the highest, yet it's not. Like, I don't understand that.
There has to be some specific speculate or like stipulations that they put into it, like nothing from this point to this point or something, for them to be able to make that claim. I'd have to see the article.
Well, then that's too specific.
All right, hold on. I can tell you right now, 90 million sales and 6 billion in revenue means nothing comes close to Rockstar's biggest hit. So, documented fresh report, blah 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 blah. 6 billion revenue, for example, is far past the 4 billion achieved by the best-selling films such as Star Wars and Gone with the Wind. So, what they're saying is it's done all of this like directly to those movies, right? And DVD sales. Even highest grossing film, James Cameron's Avatar, only made 2.8 billion. So here it's not completely clear whether the 6 billion is based on sales or if it includes recurrent consumer spending, which is microtransactions.
So if it doesn't include the microtransactions, holy shit.
The closest competitors include Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops, which achieved 26.5 mil.
That's our closest competition?
Yeah. In fact, you combine GTA 3, Vice City, San Andreas, GTA 4 to match GTA 5's figures.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very popular game, and there's a lot of shit you can do in it, and the online play for it is actually pretty good.
But again,
like it's its own story.
The same fucking story. So this story that I just went to look for facts, which there isn't anymore, is the same story that fed the video that I watched, actually, because they make the exact same comparisons. And that's not to say Rockstar won't have other big hits. It may, but another GTA 5 isn't likely. Michael Jackson had a lot of hit albums, but he only had one Thriller. So okay.
I think I understand what they're saying.
So it's done amazing.
I don't know what the Michael Jackson thing had to do with anything we're talking about, to be honest.
No, that I don't
left
get.
Turn.
No. Well, that is the.
They're like, hey,
will Rockstar be able to ever
just make it happen again? I think they could.
I don't know. 6 bill, that's insane.
If they make an online mode for Red Dead Redemption as good as GTA 5's, I can guarantee at least one more bill.
Think so?
Yeah. Because Red Dead has this huge cult following.
It does, yeah. I can see if they'd have to do it right, though. As far as the online portion.
Because like
I've never played that game, so I don't know.
I'm not a fan.
It's Grand Theft Auto, but it's cowboy Grand Theft Auto, where you're literally like you steal horses, you can rob train cars, like.
That sounds more fun for some reason.
It is so much fun, and there's like all kinds of weird stuff. At one point, you meet a character that's basically God, but he's on Earth as a like snake oil salesman. It's a really funny, like weird thing. But it's really good. It's a really good game. And I think that
for that,
the concept for it, if they were able to bring that concept to an online to where you get a bunch of people.
It took several years though for this to happen too, which is why honestly what I'm getting at is I don't believe this. I don't actually, now that we've talked through this with our sandwich filling here, I don't agree. I disagree with the whole thing. Listen, real quick recap of everything we just fucking talked about.
Oh, Jesus. I don't want to hear it again.
GTA 5 thing, the top grossing games of all time, and then you find this article with no more information. You put this all together. I think this was a fucking conspiracy put together by fucking Rockstar Games. They've been planting this story. Yes.
My God.
No, think about it. Think about it. We just looked up all those other games that made so much more money than this.
Okay.
Right.
So I think it's way more likely. I'm going to call bullshit on the conspiracy because I don't see how it can help them other than exposure, which they already have all the exposure.
No, because now it brought me into a loop I was unaware of.
Yeah. Congratulations. You're one of like 3 people who hasn't looked closely at GTA 5.
Apparently.
But all I'm saying is I think it's way more likely that a shitty news article didn't do proper research and just saw a big number and was like, this is bigger than the top grossing film. Best ever, and didn't realize that if they're counting video games and they don't give us rules on which video games count and which ones don't, they're going to get schooled, and that there's going to be ones that have more money.
That's obviously the actual answer. I just had to go conspiracy theory first. You guys
get out of your corner. Get out of your corner.
Doing the simple math, though, whatever $6 billion figure that they came up with had to include microtransactions.
Okay, yeah, but I know for a fact that their microtransactions were only at around 400,000.
You mean 400 million?
400 million, yeah.
There we go.
Right, which would still bring it to, unless they're over 90.
It would be 5.4 billion.
Yeah. 5.4 billion
or
just
5.6
that units sold.
Yeah.
But that's across PS3, PS4, Xbox 360, Xbox One, and PC.
But that also assumes that every unit sold was sold at $60 a pop, which they weren't all because it's gone on sale.
Well, it's not assumed that.
No, it's not. It's just
the total number of sales, whatever it is the money.
They're not
the
saying
billion
that
sold is the money. That's not units, and not 5.4 million.
So they're not in any way saying that they've sold the most games because they know they haven't. So but what they're trying to say is they're like, oh, but even though we haven't sold the most, it was the most because those other games were cheaper, which I guess that's how that would work. But so you guys think it is entertainment? Then you think I'm wrong? You think?
I consider video games.
I consider video games entertainment, but as far as for comparing them with movies and things like that, I would need more rules to make it an even playing field.
I agree.
You would have to cut microtransactions from sales because that's not fair because movies don't continuously sell tickets.
And even if they make money in the future, they're not going to not like a video game does.
Yeah. Because a video game, literally, like there are games that are free to play that are just microtransactions, and they're some of the highest grossing games ever. So it's one of those things where once you have that in there, it's over. So I would need rules on what games count. I would need rules for I would just need more rules for me to be able to give a good opinion. As it's actually little information, no, I don't think.
And you know what? Thinking about it logically once again. There's a nail in the coffin for the whole fucking thing. Last comment: if we're allowed to count a movie as old as Gone with the Wind and saying, "Oh well, adjusted for inflation, yada yada," right?
Then we should be able to count.
We should be able to count fucking Atari games, right? Yeah. That adjusted for inflation, this game is made fucking with $20 gajillion or some shit. So nail in the coffin. I'm a little upset with that podcast now. This was a bogus news story. Let's move on.
Fake news. Well, I kind of want to take a little bit of a break.
Yeah, we could do that.
No, with that.
So let's take a little break.
Do you wanna give a teaser for the second half?
Oh, well, we've been talking about games a lot this episode.
Yeah.
So I've put together a little game show for y'all.
Uh-oh.
We're gonna have a good time. So let's see if you guys are are on top of your game as well, because I'm going to be quizzing Patrick and Jordan the peanut and the jelly, seeing what they know.
Let's see, season 2's quiz.
Are we going with that? We'll be right back after season 2, episode 1's first break.
Oh, Jesus Christ, kill me now.
That's a good spot.
Stopped recording.
Nice.
Yeah, I did too. Good job.
That was a good
Okay.
job.
That's perfect.
So, yeah, I'm pretty hype.
Are you hyphy?
I'm not hyphy. I'm actually really chill. I'm soups chill, bro.
I'm soups chill, bruh.
Like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick.
Oh my God, Bryce, really? I have a boner now for some reason.
Oh,
That is.
well, I mean, you can handle that. Just don't do it on the stream, please.
Ah, whatever. People don't they don't pay attention to this stupid movie. Yeah, actually, you know what's funny is I've told you this, right? And welcome to break, everybody. Hi. I told you this, right? That Shayna freaking prefers watching us.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, that's weird. It creeps me the fuck out.
I don't like it. Stop watching.
Yeah. we only do this because it makes it easier for us to communicate.
Right. You'll notice my camera is a little bit high today, and I keep kind of going down. I keep fucking having to blow my nose, man. I can't stop.
It's because
I feel like shit, dude.
Yeah, you look like what did I say earlier? I don't even remember.
What did you say? Oh, I look like your asshole felt when you had to wipe it 87 times.
Yeah. So you know when you have really bad diarrhea, right? Actually, hold
the
on.
other day I told you about it.
I don't even want to talk about this right now, as I want it to be in the audio part of the show.
Okay.
So when you oh Jesus.
You know what I said.
I do. You know what I fucking meant.
What I fucking said. Oh Lord.
Lord. I'll be right back.
All right.
Oh, did everyone just turn off their cam? I'm gonna be the only dude with the cam on? Is that what's going on right now? What happened?
Just for a second. I gotta blow my nose. I don't want everybody to see it.
Oh, okay. I just came back and I just saw a bunch of sandwich butts, and I'm like, did my guy disconnect? What's going on?
Patrick will be back though in a minute.
Okay. So, are we joined by any folks?
Not yet that I see.
Okay. So I can be a weird guy. Excellent.
You're always a weird guy.
I know. It's part of my DNA. Oh, that's not how any of this works. Wait a second. Wait a fucking second.
What?
There's going to be a Rampage movie?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I don't know how to handle this information. I have to watch it, and I have to understand why they thought this was a good plan. And it's a Dwayne The Rock Johnson movie. Oh no, I already know what movie it is.
Yeah.
God. Fuck. Oh my God. I already know what this movie is, and I'm disappointed as all hell. Oh well. Such is life for the movie night. It's a lonely road.
Bryce,
one where you don't get to enjoy things. Yes, how can I help you?
You've seen the movie Training Day, right?
Yes.
You think the movie night can pay that movie a visit one day?
Yeah, I could probably do Training Day. There's a few holes I'm sure I can find.
Sweet. I'd like that. I love that movie.
It's a good movie. It's a good movie. I'm kind of sad because I know I'm gonna look at it different after I get in on it.
I know.
Because
I will too.
I whenever there's a fantastic movie, it's a movie where I can't on further watchings. Yes, I'll probably tear it apart, right? But there are certain movies that either because of my childhood that they have a special place in my heart to the point where I have to actively look to find the flaws, or whatever. There are certain movies that are just so good that it just doesn't trigger in me, and that's a rare thing. So it's like always amazing when I find one because most movies it's just like, well, that doesn't make sense. That breaks this rule, and they said this, and they established rules of the universe that they have as being broken. Make up your minds.
What are some of the movie examples?
Okay. Any of the Hercule Poirot movies, like the older ones, or actually any of the Agatha Christie related things. My brain just doesn't pick up continuity errors. They might not have any, but I would have to actively look and see to try and figure out like if I don't like a character's motivation or if I think something's weak. But that's one example. There are certain comedies that automatically get a pass. Clue being one of them. I don't think I could ever tear that movie apart because it's a movie that doesn't take its own rules seriously, and that's part of the point of the film. So like that automatically takes like most of the wind out of the movie night sales. So Clue is definitely one. I'm trying to think of any others
that you can't review.
Well, it's not that I can't. It's just that I'd really, really have to try hard to like find something because either the part of my brain was shut off because I was so entertained, and like it was just so well done, even if it was like well done in a way that was on the first viewing well done, and then on the second and third viewing you're like,
Why are you talking about movies? Jordan
asked me to do Training Day in the future. I have to rewatch it because that's one of those movies that it would be a little harder for me, but I'm sure I can. It's in the gray area where I'm sure I can find stuff. But it's such a good fucking movie.
Such a good movie.
I'm King Kong in this motherfucker. King Kong ain't got shit on me. Such a good movie. Such a good movie. Damn.
One of the finest performances.
It was okay.
Fuck you.
I don't actually think I've ever watched that whole movie.
I think Patrick just wants to get a rise out of me, so I'm just
I'm serious.
I'm not gonna
serious. I don't think I've actually ever watched the whole movie.
You need to.
Who hurt you?
That's the Denzel Washington movie, right?
Yeah, you could see.
Yes. I don't know. No.
Who hurt you?
Yeah.
All of the tits.
All of it. Yeah. I think
there are some. Yeah. I mean, and you know what? What's crazy? That's not even the best part of the film. So
it's
put that in your brain.
Yeah. You got to see. It's such.
I watched at least half of the movie and didn't watch the whole thing.
All right, so you know The Departed. You've seen The Departed, right?
No.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Have you seen The Godfather?
Yes.
Just the first one, or
most of it?
What do you mean by most of it? You've never seen Godfather front to back, like all the way?
Like in one sitting, no.
Oh, fucking.
What the fuck is wrong with this guy? Why don't we do a podcast with him? Jesus.
I'm going to have to get like a list of movies going that you need to be re-educated with. We're going to clockwork orange your ass. The little clamps that make your eyes open and shit. Yeah.
The problem is that it wouldn't matter. So whether I've seen a movie or not doesn't mean I've seen the movie like a week later. That happens to me a lot, actually.
That's true too, because you don't have memory.
It's bad. So, I can rapidly access the empty space though. That's good.
Oh, so you have a rapid access memory?
Mm-hmm.
Random. Do you have random access memory?
That's the other issue. Is that the access is random.
You fucking computer.
Listen, I started watching a movie before, and I was like, "Oh my god, I've seen this." And I can remember the whole thing.
Like at first you don't, and then all of a sudden there's this pivotal moment, and then you remember all of it.
Yep.
I think you have a tumor.
That's okay.
I'm just letting you know. As a friend, I'm concerned.
You're fantastic.
I had a bunch of sweet tarts.
Stop.
They were good.
That's bad for you. Stop it.
Dude, do you guys prefer like special flavored jelly beans? I mean, like sweet tart flavor or Jolly Rancher flavor or whatever over
I don't
old school jelly bean flavor?
I prefer new. I
I
find them more
prefer
interesting.
OG jelly bean flavor.
Because
I
OG,
just do.
OG
And
jelly
then I
bean
really
flavor
love
is
when I
just
get,
not
I
that
really,
great.
really love when I get like a black licorice one. I'm like, I love you, black licorice jelly bean.
That's fucking weird.
Dude, you need a no.
Really? You don't like licorice, do you?
Black
Not
licorice?
black licorice.
The only
no.
black licorice I like is Jägermeister. That's it. No other black licorice flavor will ever be good to me.
I drank a Jaeger bomb through a licorice straw once.
That sounds delightful.
It was. I think I puked that day.
I mean, if you're doing Jaeger bombs, yeah, probably.
No, I didn't ever really puke that often.
Bullshit.
That's a weird sentence. Ever really?
We're not recording. It's okay. You're among friends.
No, we are because we're broadcasting live to the TubeTube.
Shut up. I'm supposed to remember that.
I can turn my camera off. Now you can't hear me. Wait, that's not how that works.
That's definitely not how that works.
So the frogs are back. I can hear them outside my window.
They're smashing right now. They're like, it rained. Everyone bash genitals.
Hey, you know what we haven't done?
Hmm.
Recorded in this room with full frog sex outside. I wonder how that's going to be.
I can't hear it.
You won't know because they're not really. It's just occasionally there's like just a couple going red.
Yeah.
But
they start singing red, red wine.
No, but I have a big pond, so we must get 1 million. Well, I've sent you the video sound before.
Oh, yeah. Where it was like deafening and frightening
because
they're just smashing.
Yeah. So
ready to rock this party?
Rock this party? Yeah. Let's do it.
Are we all braked out?
Yeah, I got braked out as well, just like you did.
Excellent.
So we're broken.
It's okay. If you love something, break it.
Although my chest is kind of starting to hurt, so I feel like we need to end this, and then I'm going to bed.
Oh.
Yeah. I need to go to bed too.
Jordan probably has to do the same thing. And
so
then,
let's start recording and let's get it done.
So we're gonna come back with Florida, and then after that, I'm gonna ask. We're just gonna bring up "Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared."
Yeah, we can tag that on.
Okay.
We'll do that real quick because I think that's gonna be a pretty quick one, unless you guys get me like ranting. Then
no,
stop.
Yeah. I just want to bring it up, you know, and then shout out that whole thing about how Mike was like,
watch it in VR.
Tell Bruce to watch it in VR.
I'll fucking kill you.
We're doing that.
My name is not Bruce, so I'll fucking murder.
I have a lot of MP3s that say otherwise.
That's he does. He does.
You could have changed the name. I don't know what to tell you. Anyways, I'm gonna start recording now, and you bitches should too. I'm gonna get my guns ready.
I am recording.
Guns were made for shooting, and that's just what they do. Just letting you know. You ready? And 3, 2, 1, go. Welcome back. I hope you guys enjoyed the break. I know we certainly did. Me and Patrick are broken people.
We are broke.
And you know what, Jordan, you're broken too because you're sick right now. You're sick as a dog.
Shit.
By the way, you guys are under reverse quarantine. I'm going to keep myself in the house so that way you can't get to me. So
yeah,
you're the reason why I'm not going to have any vitamin D this week.
You know what's super funny? Actually, before we start the second half of our show, we never did because we derailed our train bus.
We didn't talk about you two being diseased. Fucking.
We didn't even. Like, so first of all, hold on. We're gonna take a second and we're just gonna fucking talk about why it is. What's today?
Monday, well, Tuesday.
Why
now.
it's Monday releasing? This will probably come out Tuesday
yeah.
sometime or whatever.
Afternoon.
So the other day, a recording night, somebody may have fell asleep and forgot to plug his phone in.
I cannot confirm nor deny if this is related to any one of us in this podcast group.
It was
Gentleman's
Bruce.
name was
So
Bruce.
yeah.
Well, there's no one named Bruce, so I think you guys are confused. Thank you.
So then he's like, "OMG, guys, my bad." Right? Wakes up, and then old man Jordan's like, "Too late. I'm already in bed."
Which is silly because
much.
when
It
we
was
would
like
have
11
recorded on
fucking
any other
45.
day,
I'm done.
Yeah, he just
Oh,
went to sleep.
shit. I was done.
that's when we would have recorded.
Yeah, we would have
anyway, but
recorded
it's
then
fine.
anyway, but it's fine. It's fine. So
So
I'm
hit us
here
up
now.
on Facebook telling
so
Jordan.
the next day he couldn't do it because now he's sick, and then I was sick, and we were both sick, and it was horrible. And now, honestly, when I look at Jordan in the camera, so like when you have diarrhea, right, and
You
Okay.
bitch.
you
I don't
wipe
like where
your
this is going.
wipe your butt so much that it burns. Jordan's face on camera looks like my butthole felt the other day when I could not
I
stop.
hope you fucking feel
shitting.
bad because I'm doing this shit for you. I should
Look
be
at
in
him.
bed. I
Look
went
at
to the
him.
doctor today,
Look at his
and
face.
I'm not supposed to be here.
He's not.
I'm not even supposed to be here today.
I'm not even
But I'm
supposed to
doing
be.
this shit for you guys. You better be grateful.
Look at how sad he is.
All
Anyway,
right, so let's
Let's
knock this
continue.
out then.
all of that, by the way, was so I
keep
could just say that last part at the end, the butthole part.
The butthole part.
I
That's all that was for.
He wanted to
everyone
compare my
knew.
face to a butthole.
Everyone
We
knew.
know.
They were like,
I wanted to
Patrick doesn't
compare.
actually care about telling us that he's sick.
Yeah.
What he actually cares about is butthole.
Well, no, roasting Jordan and comparing him to a butthole.
Yeah, we can boil that down to butthole.
What else?
Just boil it down to butthole.
We're trying to shorten the rest of the show so that way Jordan can get some sleep. Please understand butthole. So
10-4.
PB and butthole.
So I need to get this quiz going before Jordan dies. So here we go. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. You may have, if you listen to some of our earlier episodes, we did do once or twice some Germany or Florida.
Oh, that's always
My
fun.
favorite.
Germany or Florida is essentially a game where you have to guess that the weird shit that's being talked about came from Germany or Florida. Funny thing, Florida has gotten way crazier, and Germany stayed the same. Still batshit insane, but Florida's just like, we should be all in jail.
The winds in our state.
With some of the shit. Like we're 100% the crazier one, so I had to upgrade the game to Florida or not. because we need the rest of the world too to be able to
Florida
match
or the
Florida's
world,
sheer insanity.
That's pretty fucking ridiculous. Okay.
So welcome to the first game of Florida or not.
Oh man, wait, we got to insert video or sound. Florida or not. I did it.
Good
Perfect.
job, I guess.
Great.
Are we gonna cut that and then segment that at the front?
No.
Okay, so we're just gonna leave it all.
You
Shit
gotta make a
go.
bet?
Yep. That's
Yeah,
how
we're just gonna leave it alone. All right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So welcome to Florida or not, as you heard from the just created derailing intro. The game where I take 5 news articles and you have to decide, is it from Florida or not? And our contestants today are Patrick and Jordan. I just kind of want to get us started off. I want to get us started off on the right foot, you know? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start off with Buddhist monk living in the woods goes on tire slashing spree after killing an insect. Is that Florida or not?
So he's Buddhist.
He's a Buddhist monk.
Tire slashing spree though.
Yes.
So I mean, this is not a monk like up in.
I would say that it's not going to be. It probably wouldn't be your traditional like Tibetan monk.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm gonna go Florida. I'm gonna go ahead and say this is Florida.
all right, so you're down for Florida.
I'm gonna say not. I'm gonna say
You're
not
gonna say
on
not?
this one.
All right, this is actually a not.
You got me.
Yeah, this is in East Yorkshire over across the pond.
Okay.
And basically, this guy, he's been living out in the woods for like 45 years or something insane, in a tent. And he stepped on a bug out in the woods, and it upset him so much that he went over a course of 2 separate nights. He slashed 149 tires.
Holy shit.
Wow.
So
that's a lot of fucking tires.
So
yes,
so hold on. He killed the bug
on accident.
And then to punish himself,
Yeah, for like
he
penance, he
committed
a
crime.
bunch of cars.
That doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. I really thought this was going to be a Florida when I was reading it, and it wasn't. And I was just like, "What the fuck?"
Okay.
I find it hard to believe, though, 45 years living in the woods, that's the first bug that he's ever killed.
It might be the first one
Dude.
that he's actively seen, but I agree. It probably wasn't.
No, yeah, but I'm saying that this is the first one that he's noticed that happened. Any other time was him walking or something, and hey,
And
like
he
that's
wasn't
just
aware.
how. Yeah, this is how animals work.
Yeah.
You know.
So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna hit us with the second one. Stolen cable repair truck leads to internet outage.
That's got to be Florida.
I'm gonna go not.
Okay.
I think it's too obvious.
How about
I
this?
think
How
it's
about
too
this?
obvious.
How about this? Let me add to it, because that's one of the article titles, but there was another article title for the same story, which was stolen cable repair truck leads to internet outage because man wanted Denny's.
Oh, that's Florida.
That's Florida.
That's Florida.
100%.
I didn't want to do that title, but then I was like, you know what?
Well,
Let me
the
get
Denny's kind of sold me because I'm
Yeah.
in Florida and I like Denny's.
It is Florida. This man, he was a 25-year-old dude.
Oh yeah.
He wanted fucking pancakes really bad, and there was a Spectrum truck with the keys in it running, and it had a bunch of equipment in it, and like it had a trailer behind it, and there were people using it to lay cable, optic cable.
And he just drove it away.
He just jumped in it and drove to Denny because he wanted Denny's. And he ate a bunch of Denny's, and then he got arrested.
Jesus. Why wouldn't you drive it to the parking lot next to the Denny's?
Why would you steal a Spectrum truck for Denny's? Like, Uber is not that expensive.
Also, you left a trail to where you went, though.
100%.
Because the cable coming off the trailer.
You know what?
On the back of the fucking
It
truck.
doesn't say that here, but if it was being used for the line, then yeah, there would have been cable hanging out of it. So that, oh my God, this guy's such a dumbass.
He must have been high or drunk on something.
He had something going on.
Florida, so Gator
meth. Yeah, Gator meth.
Gator meth.
But yeah, it was an outage for like 4 hours or
That's
something
fucking
ridiculous like that.
Hit us with
Because they
that.
couldn't take the car back right away to get the fiber optic laid out. They had to get another car because it was evidence.
That's horrible.
Oh, my Lord.
So they had to get another car to get
That's
the cable
such
going, and that's
trash.
why it took so long. I love Florida.
Holy fuck.
All right, so I'm gonna hit you guys with the next one.
All right.
Man threatens shopkeeper with axe because the store didn't sell his favorite wine.
See, I
And
mean,
when I say favorite wine,
all of
I
these
mean
can be Florida, but
I mean like the cheap wines, like gas station wine, not like real wine.
Pinot Grigio, like
No.
Yellowfoot,
I'm
rather.
talking like midnight night train. I'm talking like night train and like
talking like
Dollar Tree wine.
Yeah, like this is wine that's purely designed to get homeless people drunk. Like that's what I'm talking about.
That's the kind of wine my wife really likes. That's weird. No, I'm just kidding. So
I don't think anyone likes night train.
I'm gonna go with not. I'm gonna go with not. The reason I'm gonna go with not is I think this is too classy for Florida because it even includes wine.
Okay, even if it's hobo wine.
That's true, but there's still a possibility for Florida in there, so I'm gonna say Florida.
It's Florida.
Well, I need final answers if we're going to start throwing that out.
I don't actually know. See, I don't know now.
That's tough. My final answer was 4. Oh my god.
What did
My
he
final
say?
answer
Is that a nut? Because I've never heard of Florida.
I'm gonna say not because
You're gonna
Jordan
say
is
not.
saying it is.
All right, you're locked in. Jordan said it is. You said it wasn't. This is not. This was in Scotland, and the wine was called Buckfast.
What?
And it was Buckfast tonic wine, and it's like a caffeinated wine, and it's really weird, and it's really popular in Scotland. That's why I didn't name the wine because they would have given it away if you knew that. But yeah, he fucking brandished an axe out of his sleeve, and because it's Scotland, I immediately think of a battle axe and the dude's in a kilt. So it's
I was
just
about to say, how the
just
hell
the imagery made me so proud.
In my head, I can't do the accent, but in my head, I hear him yelling, "That's my wine.
That's me wine." I don't know. I can't do it right now.
Yeah.
I haven't done it in a while. I have to get into my accents.
All right. Do we got any more?
Of course, I have at least 2 more.
Freaking sweet.
Oh yeah.
So
who's winning?
As of right now, it's Jordan.
Yeah.
Or no, wait, no.
It's tied.
No, it's tied.
Yeah, it's tied.
It is
We're
tied. Yeah, because you switched your answer to Florida on the last one after I gave you the real title. So yeah, you guys are tied. You're doing great.
Feeling good. I'm feeling good.
Next one is man takes bucket on bus, poops in bucket.
I'm gonna say Florida.
You're gonna say Florida, okay.
And the reason I'm saying Florida is because I know a guy that on a construction site once had to go poop in a bucket. So because I've witnessed this in Florida once before, it's not that far from a bus, right? So and there was other people working on this job, and he just took the bucket and went and shit in it. So I mean, it must be
like Florida culture.
No, granted, no, he was from Georgia, the person I'm talking about, right? So maybe
Southern culture.
It could be a Southern culture thing.
All right. So you're locked into Florida.
I'm locked into Florida.
You're locked into Florida. All right, Jordan. What do you think? Quick, I'm gonna die, Jordan. Come on, Florida or not, my bro.
A little bit of faith in Florida. This can't be Florida.
You're gonna say it's not Florida?
Not Florida.
All right, so we've both got our answers locked in. This is not Florida.
No. Okay.
This was in China. A Chinese man.
I can see this in China.
Literally grabbed the bucket, and it's on video. It shows him bringing the bucket with him. He goes into the bus and just sits down on the bus with his pants all the way down to his ankles. So it wasn't even like a slight drop down and then the pants are up to your thing and you're trying. No, it was like he could have pulled a newspaper out. The dude was so comfy.
That's horrible.
And people are speculating, and there were some people from that area who were like, the reason why he's doing that is because the bathrooms in that area are so bad, it's better to carry around your own bucket. And they're like, it actually is kind of like for that section of town, it's kind of a cultural thing. So it was funny you were saying maybe it's a Southern thing in Florida, because for that particular place, the public restrooms are so bad, they carry buckets.
That's fucking hilarious.
I thought that was amazing.
Unbelievable.
That's fucking hilarious.
So I have one more.
All right.
Jordan is currently taking the lead.
Fuck.
Yeah, bitch.
And
that's because he didn't know a poop bucket scenario like I
That's
did.
true. That's true. Honestly, as soon as I hear poop bucket and bus, I immediately go to Florida.
I don't know. Just saying.
And I will say anything that has to do with public masturbation is always Florida.
Always Florida.
Because Florida is the number one as far as you can combine the rest of the United States and all of their public masturbation arrests. Florida would be double for the rest of the United States.
Well, I mean, it's so nice here.
Yeah,
just so extra horny, you know.
You know, it feels so good on your balls.
It does.
Sunlight.
I'm gonna let this die.
Okay, you said it. You brought it up. You can't handle the truth.
It's not dead yet. You can't talk. Okay. Final story of the night.
Okay.
Woman claims she does not recognize the cocaine in her purse, blaming a windy day.
This is Florida.
Okay,
Yeah.
1 locked in at Florida.
Yeah, that's Florida.
2 locked in at Florida.
Yeah.
It is definitely Florida.
Jesus
So this
Christ.
lady, she gets caught with cocaine in her purse, and she says, "I don't know nothing about no cocaine."
I would just like to real quick pause and say it's pouring so hard out this window to my right here right now.
Mhm.
I thought somebody was spraying the window with a hose.
Really?
Oh, that would have
Yeah.
been spoopy.
Anyway, continue.
Because then who's in your yard with a hose?
They're about to die.
Yeah, if all they got is a hose, then they're down.
Yeah, they're pretty fucked.
But yeah, so she's like, I don't recognize no cocaine. Today was windy and my window was down when I was driving, so it probably just flew out someone's car and
Get
landed
the
in my purse when I wasn't
fuck
looking.
out
That's
of
the
here.
only logical explanation.
And she didn't recognize no cocaine.
Listen,
That was
here's the
Florida.
thing. At this point in her head, she's like,
I'm going to jail.
I mean, prove it.
yeah, that's her thought process. It's like, you can't prove it was my cocaine.
I already snorted all mine.
Yeah, right. I had it. I wish this was mine.
That would have been great.
This would have been great before work or something, you know. And then
I
but
just sold my last batch.
I mean, is that though? Like, that's like the desperate move. You're just hoping that the cop is somehow going to be like, you know,
The most
You're right.
naive motherfucker out there.
Honestly, all you need is like plausible something to where a jury would be like, well, maybe. So all she's
Could you
counting
imagine?
on, she's not counting on the cop. She knows she's not going to, fake out the cop. She's counting on the general populace of Florida, which the IQ is probably like in single digits for the
It's
average
bad.
person in Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're counting on one of them to being like, you know what?
That's
I think
happened
that's
to
possible.
me too.
That's happened to me too. Oh my Lord.
It was a bag of meth pills, though. I don't know how it happened.
When I was trucking and it was in the secret compartment of my truck. How did it get there? It was super windy that day.
It might have hit the radiator. No, listen. the bottom line is though is that could you imagine she goes to court, right?
Right.
Brings a lawyer, they bring a fan. They're like, here's this bag of
cocaine.
Of cocaine.
The same weight and amount as there. And then they just put the fan up to the max.
And they blow it. And then the guy catches it in a purse. Right? Like,
if the cocaine fits, it sits, and you must acquit.
There you go. and she gets to walk the fuck out. And then that cop's like, you know what? I quit. I don't even want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
I don't even No, but legitimately, she's going to jail. Don't be stupid.
No, please don't be stupid.
Hey,
And
that was a
don't
fun game.
I
Are
really
we're out of things now?
That is all of them. So I must declare Jordan as the winner.
That's bullshit.
You guys had 2 ties. He
Yeah,
got 2
bro.
right. You got 1 right. So that's
Fucking
the way the
rule.
cookie crumbles, my
Fuck
dude.
you, Patrick. I'm the king of this podcast.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's not JBP.
I'm also pretty sure
That's actually it is though.
I can edit
'Cause
your
we record
guys'
backwards.
podcast out. Just
It would be just Jordan. It would be like 19 words the whole time.
you motherfucker.
Everyone would be confused. Nobody would know what was going on.
I'm going to go ahead and say everyone's confused right now. And I think that the sleep deprivation has gotten to you guys. I know you have one more thing, though, Patrick, that you wanted to shout out real quick because we talked about the break.
Okay. So I told you last week we had a new listener. So my buddy Michael, I didn't ask him if I could say his name. Too late. Don't care. He
Rest in peace.
Right. Rest in peace. My bad. If you listen to the show, some reason you get murdered. I don't know. The other day, he's like, Pat, this made me laugh so hard. He's like, who's the one that lives in the VR, like Brian or whatever? And then I like giggled to myself because I was like, Bruce. And
not Bruce either, you motherfucker.
I told him Bryce, but we call you Bruce because it's your real name. And
Yeah.
he told me, he's like, he needs to watch Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared in VR. Now, at first, I thought Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared was one of those scary VR internet videos, right?
Right.
You know, like jump scare thing.
Oh, like a Five Nights at Freddy's type.
Yeah. Which I don't like either. But it wasn't. I watched it. It's fucking weird.
Yeah. Oh,
like,
yeah.
So weird. Like they're like there's like this red guy who's made of like
spaghetti tentacles.
String. And there's like a blue dude's like some kind of I don't fucking know. And then they're like cartoony though. They're like Muppets.
Yeah, but they're actual puppets, but they're like Muppet style.
Yeah,
with like colors and everything. And
it gets so weird, and then it ends like a nursery rhyme about time, and then it gets like really dark, and then then they eventually end up like with their faces melting off. Everybody's dead.
There's actually an in-depth like.
What was the first one?
The first one was the first one was idea. Oh, creative.
And
what's the biggest idea?
In the end, they're like, let's all promise to never be creative again. I'm like, oh, Jesus. Yeah. Okay.
Why is it called Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared?
Huh?
Why is it called that? Why is it called Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared?
It's just called that. There's nothing in the show that says it other than maybe it's something that you'll be fucking scared about. It's really like the imagery and like there's a lot of like clues in the background, and the community behind those videos, the fan base have gone insane with researching and like figuring out what they mean.
Yeah, and there's not any proof anywhere about anything they've said or done or
what do you mean?
Of the imagery that they because like people are like, oh, this and this and this and this means this or whatever. Is there like there's not like a direct answer to that somewhere that's like, this does.
I don't know.
Mean
I don't know if there's a direct answer. I do know, like, I don't know if the creators have confirmed any one theory. Because I haven't looked into it in a while. But film theory, right?
Yeah.
With Matt Pat and all them.
Yeah.
He did one for the series. He did one for the Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared series, and it's very, very well done. So
really, I'm gonna have to watch that
because I know you trust his stuff at least, or at the very least you accept that he does a lot of research.
I accept his research.
Yeah. So with that, I think you'll be able to form your own opinion on it and decide if it's true or not. I think it's true. I loved his theory. It explained it the best to me. But definitely.
What is it?
Well, I don't want to. We'll talk after the show because I don't want to ruin it because I want everyone to watch it.
Okay.
And I'm going to take your challenge and I'm going to watch it in VR, and I'm going to do the wrapped VR where it's all around me.
Nice.
And you know what? I'm going to take it a step further. I'm going to look into and see if there is a VR chat world in the Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared realm of things. Like someone made a fan world of Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared that I can actually be in. And then I'll freak the fuck out. No, let me know how it goes next week.
I'm telling you that because there's lots of flash imagery,
yes,
and it pulses images and colors, different words and stuff quickly at you. It's obviously designed to send you some type of message. I don't know what the message is. Probably that all conspiracies are true, but whatever.
That's what the voices in your head say, anyway.
What? Who? Shh.
Which one of you was talking?
Which one of you is about to get bait? All right, so I'm starting to cough because hashtag sick and shit. Jordan's definitely hit his 27th word, so he's done.
Gotta end. We're over budget.
We're over budget 100. But Bryce is eating.
Yeah, I've got some sunflower seeds that are de-seeded already. I'm a pretty happy boy.
Yo, I love de-seeded sunflower seed.
$2 at Aldi's for this giant ass pack.
That's awesome. Except for they get stuck in your teeth if you have a hole in your teeth.
No hole.
Well, Jordan, I'm going to ask you to use a couple more words
to plug us.
Go ahead and plug all the holes, please.
So, of course, nothing has changed. You can find us on Facebook, PBnJ Podcast.
Could you be less poop?
No,
If you, what if nobody ever listened to the show before and they didn't know any of the stuff you're about to say?
Follow us on
interrupted him
Facebook.
saying it.
Follow us on Facebook. PB the letter NJ podcast. It's mainly the same group. I don't need to say the letter NJ, but I say the letter NJ.
I like to say it
just in case, right?
Yeah.
So PB the letter NJ podcast on Facebook,
Mhm.
at PBnJ podcast on Twitter, Snapchat,
And also
all that-
PBnJ podcast.
PBnJ
Podbean.
podcast.
Yeah, and hopefully a Twitch soon if Bryce ever makes that for us.
I did make it.
Oh, if we ever decide to try to use it.
That's the one.
Yeah,
We'll
there we
remember
go.
next week.
Yeah.
We'll
Maybe
try now.
we'll
Yeah, we'll try
maybe
next week. Probably
We'll see.
not. But guys, I definitely think we nailed it. Good job.
Yeah, good job.
High fives all around.
High fives.
High five.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
All right, recording done. Hey, happy video watchers. And by that I mean the no one.
Weird the way you said that.
Yeah, I liked it. I'm ending this video now though, so like bye and stuff.
Bye.